1 year ago, I bought the Nikon Z6. It was my first mirrorless camera and I loved it. But we all love things that are brand new. What happened after the new car smell wore off? Do I still love it? Or did the honeymoon phase end in divorce court? Let's find out. The Z6 and Z7 were Nikon's first serious entry into the mirrorless camera market. The Z7 has a 45.7 megapixel sensor, great for detailed high-resolution landscape shots and offering more cropping ability for wildlife photos. The Z6, on the other hand, has a 24.5 megapixel sensor. This allows it to perform better in low light and has more robust video capabilities, and those are the two main reasons I chose the Z6 over the Z7. So let's see if it's lived up to my expectations and what the pros and cons are after a year of use. The first thing I want to talk about is the FTZ adapter. This of course allows you to use F-mount lenses on the new larger Z mount. Even though I didn't have a huge collection of F-mount lenses on the shelf, this adapter was critical to me. I would not have even considered the Z cameras without it. Obviously, if you have a lot invested in F-mount glass, you want the adapter, but that's not the only reason you might want it. Even looking at future lens purchases, I realized that there's a huge selection of F-mount lenses on the market, including third-party lenses. I've purchased 3 new lenses after I bought the Z6. They're all F-mount lenses, and they're all lenses that do in fact have a Z equivalent available. So why would I get the older F-mount versions? Cost. The 3 lenses I got are the 50mm f1.8, the 20mm f1.8, and the Tamron 70-200 f2.8 G2. Now those are 3 fabulous lenses, and I got all 3 of them for $600 less than just the 70-200 f2.8 Z mount from Nikon. Now I have been paying attention to the Z mount lenses, and I have no doubt that they have an edge in image quality. But for me, that improved image quality is not quite worth the premium I would have to pay. So the FTZ adapter definitely falls into the things I like bucket. I get the advantages of a brand new camera system without being locked into using only the newer, costlier native lenses. Next, let's talk about video. And I'll be honest, the Z6's video capabilities far exceed my own right now. I don't have an external recorder to take advantage of the raw video, but that's okay because I can grow into that. What I needed was a camera that would make it easy for me to take video of myself by myself in a variety of situations, and that means a reliable autofocus system for video. Not too long ago, saying reliable video autofocus and Nikon in the same sentence would get you laughed out of the room. But let me tell you, those days are over. The Z cameras are not quite at the same level as Sony or Lumix, but they have clearly closed the gap, and it's been more than good enough for me. So what about photos? Image quality is great, but that's the case on any modern digital camera, so I'm not going to go into that too much. The continuous shooting frame rate isn't blistering fast, but it's been sufficient for me in most situations. The low light performance is great, allowing you to push the ISO to 6400 and beyond and still get usable results. In addition, the Z6 includes some great features that let you create exposure bracketed shots, interval shooting, and time lapses. I've used all of those and they work great. So where does the Z6 fall short? First, battery life. I now have 2 ENEL15B batteries for mine and should probably add another. If I'm shooting photos and video, I can easily burn through a full battery in a morning. Next, there's one area where the autofocus struggles, and that's birds in flight. I've tried several different focus modes and areas, and I'm on the current firmware version, and it still has trouble tracking fast-moving birds. Personally, I've had the best luck using dynamic area mode in AFC, but it's still not as good as the world-class autofocus in Nikon's DSLRs. The EVF is a bit of a pro and a con for me. I love the crisp, bright display. I love being able to use it to review photos in bright conditions, and I really love being able to display a live histogram in the viewfinder. The drawback is the slight lag you experience in continuous shooting mode. In between shots, you're actually looking at your previous shot, not a true live view of the action. If you're shooting a predictable subject, you can compensate for this with some practice, but fast, erratic movement can be very frustrating. I've shot literally thousands of photos with my Z6 in the last year. I've shot indoor portraits with off-camera flash. I've taken it to Florida for bird photography. I took it to the NHRA Southern Nationals for drag racing photography, and countless trips to the woods. I've shot during the day, at night, and in all kinds of conditions. And one thing that I've learned is that the Z6 is a jack of all trades. It does a really good job in a wide range of situations, but remember, the jack of all trades is a master of none. And you know what? That's okay with me. After a year with this camera, I'm still quite happy. To get significant improvements, I'd have to replace it with a Sony camera for video, a D850 for portraits and landscapes, and a D500 for wildlife, and I don't have the budget for that. If you'd like to see a good example of what I've been accomplishing with this camera, watch this video right now. It's a great story about my day on the Amicalola River with the Z6, and it's one of my favorite videos so far. Thanks for watching. Now go take pictures and have fun doing it.